when you think about the niche of your podcast, think about the benefits that will come from what you can gain from your target audience. Mm-hmm. That's what I was trying to get. Woo. Yes. Sound good, don't it?
He landed that plane, boy.
Welcome back to Charlotte Podcast Studio. I'm Tay, the studio manager here at Charlotte Podcast Studio.
And I'm Shamar, Tay's trusty sidekick. What's going on?
Yo, what's going on, good people? What's going on with you?
Hey, man, I'm here.
You see how you use your line? You didn't pay attention.
I know, I caught it.
No, you didn't catch it. No. So, all right, this episode, we're going to try to make this episode real short and sweet. Mm-hmm. But I think we say that every week, and it's usually my fault of why it's not.
It's definitely your fault.
Definitely my fault. So this week, what I want us to do is go a little bit deeper with finding your niche for your podcast and finding your unique angle within that space. Mm-hmm. So we've already identified what a niche was, right?
Yes, we have.
That's you taking a broad statement. For instance, when we talk sports, that's not just you talking about all sports. That's you talking about one sport. And then from that one sport, you might talk about one team or the defensive line or the offensive line, right? Mm-hmm. So doing that, what you need to do, figure out where you are. Figure out how you're moving in that space. If you've got those episodes where you've honed in, because by now, you should pretty much know where you are. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I think we covered a lot. Mm-hmm. So identifying your target niche market. Research what you're interested in and what you know about. For instance, I don't know anything about sports, which is crazy because we always go to sports
or cats.
Or we go to cats and neither of us have a cat. But knowing, like, you know, like with the cats, you've got your different, I don't want to call them species. You have your different breeds.
Yes.
Like, so let's go to what I do know. We know dogs.
Yes.
You know, the American Staffordshire is a broad statement that a lot of people use for pit bull.
That's correct.
But they also have bully. You have the XL bully. Mm-hmm. And you have, there's another one. You have your regular standard, quote unquote, pit bull that they all get thrown into. But if you have that podcast talking about dogs, narrow it down from what this breed is. So if you're going to talk about pit bulls, make sure you're really talking about the mixed breed pit bull and not an American bully.
And that way, that helps you stand out in the crowd, right? So
right.
the marketplace, or, you know, the market, if you will, for your niche, it does get saturated or is a little crowded. However, you can stand out by honing in on one particular thing that the masses are not talking about.
Right. So with that, whatever you're passionate about, that's the thing that you should be discussing. Mm-hmm. And if it is that broad of a statement and every other segment or within your episodes, because I keep saying segments, within your episodes, you do break down into niche-like topics, as long as it's something that you like, as long as it's something you're passionate about.
Listen, passion drives content.
Right.
It drives it because you'll be enthusiastic. I think I said the right word. Yeah. You would be excited. You will be excited to record, right? You will want to get that because it's a certain idea, a certain topic that you want to really talk about, and you're like, hey, let's go. And then, like Tay said, you know, the hardest part is hitting record, but it makes it easier when you're excited about talking about that particular topic. So
right. And then the fact that you know certain things, you know, your background and then the knowledge in this subject can establish your authority, helping to attract dedicated. I try to stop saying audience. What's the word? Community. Mm-hmm. It helps you build a dedicated community compared to just throwing stuff out there and hoping somebody catches on to it. So you basically saying, I know about this, and you sound like you know about it. For instance, let's say we sit here and have this conversation about cats. You will be like, these dudes don't know nothing about no cats. And we will guarantee you we don't know nothing about no cats.
Not at all.
So make sure that you know what you're discussing. That's pretty much what we're trying to get to. Whatever your topic is, even if it's a broad topic, try to narrow down on the one thing that you really like about that topic. So, like your dog, what kind of dog is it again?
He's a Doberman.
He's gonna know a lot more about a Doberman.
What up, Cairo?
Yeah, what up, Cairo? Roof, roof. We see you.
Roof, roof. Oh my God.
And my dog is a mix between American Bully and Pit Bull. So I don't know what you would really call that, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna know a little bit more.
I never knew what breed you had. I never knew that.
Yeah.
What's her name? Stella, right? It's not Stella.
It's nowhere close to Stella. Oh my God. It's Chloe.
Chloe, right?
How you get Stella from? I have no idea. Look, bruh, this whole time. So, like my dog, her dad is 100% American Bully.
Okay.
And I think the mom was more of closer to like 100% American Staffordshire, but she looks more like the mix of what they call a pit bull. Because she's big.
Okay.
I mean, she's got some size. But with that being said, us talking about dogs, we could talk about those two dogs all the time because that's what we know. And with that would be us giving our unique perspective on everything. So, like, even with a common topic of it being a dog, that can become your niche if you bring your very unique viewpoint of it or I guess you call it a specialized knowledge. I bred my dog, the mom before, which is how we got the dog we got. The mom and the dad, we bred them. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. We bred them, and that's how we have the dog that we have now. Side note, unfortunately, both parents are no longer here. The dad had some kind of tumor thing. And it was like, yeah, it was just best to put him down. And then the mom, we don't know. She just passed out one day.
Really?
And didn't get up.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, let me stop.
You see how take us down? Not only did you take us down a rabbit hole, you got sad with it.
Got real sad. Dropping tears and everything. So I'll say this. If you have not figured out what your niche is at this point, and you're trying to figure out how to maximize the one important thing, check your analytics. Analyze what your community is asking and watching. Check your comments. If you have posts, like some people on YouTube, they make a post, and whatever that post is, like, what would you like me to talk about next? If you've got 100 people saying that they want you to talk about topic A compared to the 50 people that want to talk about topic C, I don't think you should go with C as your main topic because that's not what people are wanting to hear.
Yeah,
so,
I'm going to jump in there.
Go ahead.
So I can say something because... Something. Listen, I agree with that. And so checking your analytics, what do we mean by that, right? So just look at the data. We all look at views. Everybody does. Everybody looks at views. Everybody looks at, how many people engaged with it or liked it. So I've noticed that on Alan Luck Studios channel, go subscribe. Thank you. On that channel, if I'm posting things that are specific to photography, because I speak to beginning photographers, things that they need to know. We discuss equipment. We have interviews as well. Check it out. It's a good time. So those get certain amount of views, right? And then if I do a vlog, people like that. So it seems like it's a different audience that may look at the vlog videos versus the more tips for beginner photographers. And then also, like, as we continue to upgrade the studio, when I put that stuff on there, the mega desk I put on there, which is, if you don't know, our desk for us doing recordings in here, that one got a lot of views. That's been the most viewed video that I've had in most recent times. So those looking at that data helps me know what people want to engage with. Now, even with the ones that are like lower view, which are my studio updates, if you will, that is my family and friends that are looking at that because they want the updates on the studio. And I'm still going to make them because that's for them and I want to make that. But if I was looking at it like, hey, I only want to make strong performing videos, then I would have to take that off the list. So that's kind of what we mean by analyze it and think of, hey, what do you do, or what should you be doing? Allow your community to guide you. How did I do?
Oh, you did great.
Oh, thank you, sir.
And I want to put this out there too, y'all. That was my video for the Make a Desk. Like I edited it, and then he just threw his face on it. It was like splat, and I was like, okay, cool. Now he just beat me to the punch. I just took too long to post mine. We were supposed to post on the same day.
Right.
It didn't work out that way. But with that, knowing that even with the Charlotte Podcast Studio page, the TikTok, Instagram, because those are the only two that I really look at anyway, and the YouTube page. Again, the Mega Desk has done such success, knowing that.
Say that 5 times over.
Right, I refuse. Because like when you put, for me, when I put something out like that, it's like I just want people to know what we have and what we're doing, and I think that's one of the biggest things too. And with both of our channels, we look at the common questions. And the common question is, so what do you guys do? We get, like, we just had a lady and her son just walk out of here not too long ago. And it's like, yeah, I was just wondering what you guys do. And that is why, me personally, I like to post stuff on the Instagram page and the, I was about to say the YouTube. I don't want to say YouTube, the TikTok page. Because it shows people what we do. Like, yes, we'll put shorts out and on YouTube, but it's like, some people are not asking these questions on YouTube. They're just going to YouTube to see what we do, but they go on the social media platforms to find out what we do. Does that make sense? I'm trying to make it make sense. Okay. It does. So yeah, find the common questions. Check what you have, your analytics and your all your social media stuff. Just pay attention, because sometimes what you like, it's not what everybody else likes.
And your FYP, what is that, For You page, that'll give you indicators as well, because you will see things, especially if you're into that niche, into that market.
Wait, what's a FYP page?
Oh, wow.
Because you did throw that
and
term out there.
He's our social media manager for Podcast.
Nope, FYP, I'm just doing you like how you do.
So FYP, oh, you got me. Yes. So for FYP, which is the For You page, right? That is your timeline, if you will. So guys, when you go out there on Instagram and your feed, or you go to TikTok and then the videos that are being fed to you, that's your FYP. And those videos are being fed to you because the algorithm gods notice what you're interested in and what you're looking at, the content that you're looking at, and is feeding that content your way. So if you're in that market, if you're in that niche, you're going to get fed those things to your FYP, and most likely those people that are in that same niche with you or are your viewers, they're going to want to see that stuff as well. So you can use that as a gauge of, hey, what are people's current interests, or what are the current trends that people are discussing within this particular niche. And then you also need to evaluate your competition, and don't like to say it. In my mind, I don't see it as competition, but evaluate your peers, if you will. Better word. Evaluate
I like that
your
better.
Peers. Yes,
I like that a whole lot better.
And see what they're doing, and you definitely don't want to replicate, because that's not going to lend you any results, because you can't do it the way they can. But you can be inspired by your peers and what they're doing. And yeah, that's all I got.
Oh, that's
it's on you, Tay.
Oh, so well, shoot.
I just left the room.
So my thing with that, evaluate the your peers, because I don't like saying competition either. Pay attention to what they're doing. Listen to their feedback. See what topics they're covering and fill in those gaps. Because if you're filling in the gap of, let me see. So I would say for Shamar, you have Peter McKinnon, right?
Yes.
Photographer. Then you have, I can't remember his name, Scott McKenna or something like that.
Yes. You said it. McKenna, something.
McKenna.
Somebody.
Then you have Manny Ortiz, right? Those are 3 photographers. So they do 3 completely different things. One is more so vlog style. One is more so of this is what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to shoot a wedding. And the other one is like street photography, portrait photography. So in the case of Shamar, he could say, okay, well, they're talking about that, but nobody's talking about this. I do have a lane. And take that lane, because that's a gap that's not being filled, just comparing those 3. And again, it's not a competition because there's more than enough money out here to be snatched up. Everybody's not going to like this person compared to that person. And we got a lot of people that like us. And and we listen to the feedback that we get. Now, I mean, this I think this is more so not just with podcasts. I think this is in general. Cater to your audience and give them what they're asking for. So pay attention to your feedback. After you think about all of this stuff, think about the benefits from the target audiences and think about, I just drew a blank. I just drew a whole blank. I drew a whole blank. Yes. When it comes to your niche when it comes to your podcast being niched.
Yes.
I told you, I was gone.
You brought it back.
I was gone. I was somewhere else. Look, I told you. See, look, sometimes when we're doing these episodes, I start getting the wheels turning, and I be thinking about 5 episodes up, from here. And I be thinking about doing vlogging stuff here. Okay, but y'all got to excuse me. But when you think about the niche of your podcast, think about the benefits that will come from what you can gain from your target audience. That's what I was trying to get. Whew. Yes. Sound good, don't it?
He landed that plane, boy.
Easy. So think about what you can gain from that target audience. Niche podcasts attract dedicated listeners who are passionate about the subject, leading to more engaged and loyal fans. Because one thing you don't want to do, for me personally, don't go by subscribers. Don't go by followers.
They still do that?
Yeah. I get those spam emails like once a week. I guess they trying to tell me I ain't got enough people or something. But I'm like, I can't do that. Because the thing is this. Regardless if it's social media, your podcast, your YouTube channel, I don't even tell family and friends about the channel because I know 95% of them are not my target audience.
That's right.
My mom and my sister, they're not trying to figure out how to shoot a podcast. Because at the end of the day, if they were, they would just come here and shoot. They wouldn't. No, I'm just going to sit in front of the camera.
At charlottepodcast.studio.
At charlottepodcast.studio. Not .com. .studio. So think about that when you have when you're working on forming your target audience and your target audience is developing. What else is it? You got something?
No, sir.
Nothing. All right. Well, I think once you focus on that, I think that's the biggest thing. Know what you can gain from your audience, your community, your followers. Know what you can gain from that, and then think about your monetizing opportunities. So
I do got something. Yeah.
About that before.
No. I'm about to pivot. I'm done with that. Know your benefits. Tay just said it. But I want to talk about the challenges that comes with niching down. If you niche down, it's obvious that's going to limit your audience size because everyone doesn't want to know about cats. I definitely don't want to know about no cats.
Yeah, we don't want to know about your cat.
Everyone doesn't listen to true crime, or true crime of Mooresville, North Carolina. Everyone doesn't know. Most people don't even know what Mooresville is or where it is.
That part.
So by niching down, you do limit your audience size. I just wanted to let you all know that. And then niching down also gives a challenge when it comes to content creation, right? So if you're saying, hey, this is my thing, this is what I'm going to do, then oftentimes you stay in that lane, and sometimes it could be a challenge to get creative and come up with creative ways in discussing that same topic. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
Because honestly, I mean, you can say a lot about a Doberman. You can say a lot about a pit bull, but after a while, what else can you say?
Exactly. And that's gonna be something that we run into here as well, because we're teaching you guys how to start a podcast and how to, grow it and scale it and things like that. And it's gonna be a limited amount of ways we can tell you the same content. So yeah. I mean, that's a challenge. I just want you all to understand the challenges that come with it, and then sustaining interest. So that's one thing. So we had a client that came in earlier today, their podcast, they discuss urban education, right, and turning around schools that are low performing. But anyway, I've always thought about a teacher, especially a teacher like in, your formative years, your elementary schools, junior high, middle school. I say junior high, and these people that ages me. They junior high. No, it's
you
junior
definitely
high,
just
middle
aged
school,
yourself.
and high school. I really think about them because it's just like, wow, if you are teaching a certain subject and you're teaching that year after year, the guest that was on the podcast today was a 30-plus year veteran from the classroom. She stayed in the classroom her entire career. Now, I don't know if she was in the same grade every single year or not, but for 30 years, I couldn't talk about the same thing. I couldn't do it. So, you have to, one, sustain interest within yourself to be able to continue to talk about this niche, but then also, I guess, keeping the interest of the community. Well, I think the community will want to, because you will get new people and stuff coming in. But I think more importantly, the challenge is on your side. How do you maintain that energy and that excitement and that enthusiasm in talking about the same topic 5 years later? So just let you know, there's challenges. I don't want y'all to think everything is sweet. But you can get over those challenges too. But just know that those are there.
And I will say this about that. Times change.
Yes, they do.
So think about before COVID hit. Mm-hmm. There were certain things that people did that were just normal. But here we are 4 or 5 years later. That's not the norm. Think about how many businesses were started in 2020, 2021 compared to 2018, 2019. And there's a lot more that you can discuss business-wise as well. So, I mean, we might have to start talking about business stuff too concerning podcasts, not just starting it. Like, we could definitely dive into the legal aspects.
Right. And as that interest grows, we definitely will grow with it. So that is that scalability part of your podcast, right?
Yep. But with everything that's been stated, you have to find that balance between your passion and practicality.
Oh, yeah.
You have to make sure that you still do what you're passionate about, but be sensible. Because, again, not everybody's going to be interested. Again, that challenge of you niching down, you're going to have a smaller size audience or community. But honestly, I would be okay if I had a strong 300 people compared to a vast 5,000 people.
That don't watch your stuff.
Right. Mm-hmm. And that brings me to another thing. This follow for follow, stop it. Okay, just stop it.
You always fussing at these people. You always fussing at these people.
Just don't do follow for follow. Because, again,
don't y'all go buy no followers, and don't you follow for follow, because y'all ain't paying them no attention. I'm sorry.
Right. Because, I got all these subscribers. Listen. How many of those subscribers are actually paying attention? Because if you go to your analytics, sometimes you will realize that you have more non-followers viewing your stuff, which means it popped up in their
I view a lot of people that I do not subscribe to.
Yeah. I mean, me personally, I don't just follow back because you follow me.
Right.
Because I'm not interested in your stuff or you're not posting anything. But keep that in mind when you have that challenge of a small group. Again, I would rather have a strong 500 than a weak 5,000. Yes. So just keep that in mind.
You done fussing at them?
I'm done fussing.
Okay, yeah. So balancing that practicality, that passion and practicality, and on the practicality side, you have to ensure that there is enough demand for, that niche and that topic. And it has room for potential to grow, right? So like Tay was just saying, we'll have to grow from here to not just only discussing starting a podcast, but also discussing, the business side of it. And, if you personally want to open a studio yourself, get into some of those things. So we have the room to grow. So both of us enjoy business, so we enjoy discussing business as well. So that passion in doing what we do, and then also the practicality of, teaching or coaching you all how to do the same thing, that gives us a good balance there.
Yeah, and I always look for feedback.
Yes.
Because if you're not getting any feedback, you would, me personally, I would be questioning some stuff. Mm-hmm. It's cool to get the first 50 likes and views in the first hour. It's cool to get the first 100. It's cool to reach 1,000. But did anybody leave any comments?
Right.
And with that view, how long did they actually watch? Pay attention to that feedback. That's all I had to say about that part. So what else you got?
I think we go on to the next area, and that's talking about developing content that resonates with the niche audience. So how do we do that, Tay? Take it away, Tay.
Understand what your audience needs, which goes back to, the beginning. And it goes back to the podcast, previous podcast episodes where we kind of touched on that. You got your audience insights. The thing of when we end our episodes and we're like, if you made it this far, leave this comment. If you got questions, leave that down below. Am I missing anything? If I say, I'm trying to think of a survey that we've mentioned before.
A survey. Oh.
I don't remember. Anyway, go follow us on YouTube. Go follow us on Instagram. Go follow us on TikTok. I was able to update the name on TikTok. So we now have all names in sync. charlottepodcast.studio.
Oh, yes, you did update that. Yes. So everything across every single platform is charlottepodcast.studio.
Yes.
Did we even talk about the shirt? The lovely shirt that you're wearing. Did we talk about that?
We have not talked about the shirt.
I think we need to do that.
Okay, great. Go ahead.
Move your mic.
Oh.
I'm getting all aggressive. Move your mic and show them your shirt.
Look at that.
Show them your shirt.
I will show you the back, but I don't
Yeah, we can put that up on the screen. Yeah.
So you see right?
Yup.
Somewhere. That's the shirt.
So dope shirts. Let us know if you want one.
Yeah.
We'll make sure you get one.
Yeah. If you like the shirt, you want a shirt, leave us a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below and type the word record. Record lets us know you want a shirt. See, that was a survey.
That is definitely a survey.
I think that worked. See?
Well, that's the call to action, actually. So we teaching each other and y'all. That's a call to action.
That's a call to action.
And the survey is just like, the feedback. Hey, like, share, comment, subscribe. Let us know what kind of content you want to see. So that's more of your survey. You've said that plenty of times. Let us know, is there anything in particular that you all want to talk about? That was your survey. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then your responses forming a survey within the call to action. Mm-hmm. I think we just got way.
So let's be clear. Let's be clear on his call to action. Only like 3 to 5 of y'all comment record. I can't be giving no shirt to everybody. I don't know about how many people watch us yet, but hey, the first 5 that comment record, I'm gonna hit you up and give you a shirt.
Yeah, first 5 comment record,
and we got black or white, so you got a choice out here.
Yeah, but if you want to pre-order the hoodie, pre-order. Notice the keyword, right. Pre-order. All right. So understanding your audience and what they need. Think about the pain points. Again, that goes back to the challenges of having this smaller community. Because again, I'm trying to stop saying audience. Mm-hmm. So you have this smaller community. That could be a pain point for somebody, right? And then,
well, let's use you as an example, because I just thought about that. A good pain point is, let's say that there's an issue with one of you're getting, okay, what is the issue they was telling you about the HDMI cable? What's happening?
So with the HDMI cables, I don't think it's the HDMI cable. So,
I know, but what's the issue?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say because I had to
Yep.
run through it. So the issue that we have when we set things up to do live recording, the screen kind of like pop locks. It jitters, or
Not
if you're a
pop
gamer,
lock and drop it.
yes, it lags a little bit.
Oh yes, so it's a lag. So he went into a group, a chat group, like Reddit or something. I don't know where it was, but anyway, somebody suggested that it might have been the HDMI cable. That's the reason for the lag. So that's a pain point for us. That lagging is a pain point for Tay. And when you realize that you have a pain point, you could do a video. So when Tay figured that out, he's going to do a video, and because somebody else may be experiencing that same thing, and that's ready-made content.
For instance, if you're doing it on your own, or if you're running a studio, wherever you are, and you use the ATEM, there's a video posted, because it was a pain point for me at one point. There's a video posted about how to change the name of the recorded podcast before you start recording, instead of recording it and then going to your SSD that's plugged up to your ATEM and then importing it into your computer and changing the name and all of that other stuff. So, yeah, that was a pain point. That was annoying. But I got it.
Yep.
Or changing your background. I don't know if I posted that video. How to put like your logo so you can just fade in from the logo and stuff like that. But anyway, yeah. What's missing?
You got to stay up on the trends. Everything is trending these days. And staying abreast. I think we talked about that a little bit earlier. Staying on top of the trends, going to see what the algorithm is feeding to everybody. That again helps you understand what your niche's needs are, or your community's needs and wants are. You definitely want to create an engaging format. You don't want your, in Tay's words, don't just sit there with no personality. You need to be creative with your audience. Am I getting it right?
You're definitely getting it wrong. You're not doing it right.
I'm going too fast too, because Tay, he hits every syllable.
You can tell how I used to get whooped, right? Yeah, I was one of them kids that got whooped for every word. Didn't I tell you? Right. And I guess you know what? I do kind of be fussing.
You do be fussing. You fuss on this podcast all the time.
I might, but I mean, sometimes people just need to be told directly what not to do. Because a thing for me is like, and take this with the feedback, the whole feedback thing. If you have family and friends that are subscribed to you and they say, oh, you did great. Oh my God, I loved it. That doesn't really tell you anything.
Right.
Give me the negative. What do I need to fix? What do I need to change? Was my hair messed up? You didn't mention my hair. You didn't mention, my shirt was wrinkled, or, the way my backdrop looked, or, it was too noisy in my audio. And it's like, I've done things before intentionally and said, let me know what you think about this. I sent it to 20 people, and it's like, out of 20, maybe 5 were like, yo, the audio was garbage. Your shirt was wrinkled, and, you didn't really engage us as, the viewer. And you take stuff like that into consideration. So what I'm saying is, watch that. Pay attention to that, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Does that make sense?
That does make sense. My nephew over here harassing me, wanting me to FaceTime him. I'm not FaceTiming him. I'm in a podcast.
See? We don't need that feedback right now.
Y'all listen, we have a new intern that started here with us. And before we got on camera, Tay was like, oh, I think this is going to be a pretty quick one. No, it's not.
Yeah, like I said, usually when I say it's going to be a quick episode.
Told him it's not. And now he is witnessing firsthand how I have to step in and save the day and land this plane, because Tay going to have me here all day. It's lunchtime. We got to build a consistent brand. What else we got to do? How do you build that consistent brand?
When you can build this consistent brand by, again, making everything a visual identity. So that could be something as simple as when we post a thumbnail, or when you post your thumbnail. For us, it would be me and Shamar, and then it would kind of like be the title. And then if we decided to put the episode at the bottom, or it could be using the same color scheme. It could be using just one person or two people, or always showing the setup. So make it
make sense. I don't know.
That's basically it. Just make it make sense. That way, I mean, because again, it's like when I go back, if I say the Golden Arches, most people know that's McDonald's. You don't have to guess, Absolutely. So that's kind of how you want to have a consistent brand built within your podcast, period. Check your voice, check your tone. Because regardless of how tired we might be, you don't hear or see me and Shamar be like, yeah, so today, look.
I just come in here to entertain y'all. I just come in here to make you laugh. If I get you to laugh at least 2 times in this long video, I've done my job.
And the video was only long because Shamar. I'm just going to put that out there.
Oh, relax. Yo, I wish I had a camera on the intern because he knows he's not buying this BS. Listen, another thing that is very important in being consistent in your brand is your regular schedule. The guests that we had earlier in here today, they drop every Monday. Their audience, their community knows that they're going to drop every single Monday. If you haven't noticed, Tay drops ours on Wednesday. It's coming out on Wednesday.
Every Wednesday.
And you have to consistently meet that schedule. And see, some people, they may put, that in their banner artwork, dropping every Tuesday, and then you don't drop for ever. So, yeah, be consistent with that.
Or don't drop at all.
Right. And that'll help you.
Yeah.
How was that, Tay?
That was great because
good. So the flight attendants came and told you to put your tray up because we are about to land this plane. We descending right now.
Yeah. So I just wanted to hit on the schedule. We've already talked about batch recording and batch releases.
Yes.
And I mean, YouTube, Buzzsprout, everywhere that you can post your podcast already has a
scheduler, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. You can just schedule it, pre-plan it. And if you do it right, you shouldn't have any problems.
Right.
I think I'm done for the day.
Woo. Cue the outro music.
Right. So, if you got anything from this episode, give us a thumbs up. If you didn't get anything or you didn't like this episode, hit the thumbs down button twice. If you don't know what that does, just do it. And after you do it, just leave it. You can reach out to us at info@charlottepodcast.studio. We are on Instagram and TikTok. I was about to say Twitter. We don't even have X.
And it's X.
Instagram and TikTok, charlottepodcast.studio.
Our website is charlottepodcast.studio.
That's the one I usually miss. So, yeah, reach out to us, holler at us. If you want to book us for a session, charlottepodcast.studio. And if I remember correctly, /book now. You need a tour, want a tour, we're here, we got you. So we're done with this episode.
All right, guys. And his name is...
So I'm Tay. I'm the studio manager here at Charlotte Podcast Studio.
And I'm Shamar, Tay's trusty sidekick.
And on that note, we out.
Peace.
Peace.